Good morning, one and all. Welcome to the online class. Now we are going to learn about the human rights. That is civics part, third chapter, human rights. The other day I have started the lesson from this topic, that is about human rights. One class I taught about these human rights. Not marked any questions from that topics. I continue that lesson today. The same lesson. The next topic. Just tell about that topic, human rights. What is human rights? Human rights. There was a social discrimination. All around the world. So the people of the world, they were treated, there was ill treatment in the society. For the people not given any equal importance, equal rights. So the people are prohibited from enjoying the basic human rights because of the discrimination. Because of the social discrimination, people were prohibited from enjoying the basic human rights. So the human rights are very, very important those days. To get the human rights, one of the international organizations started to give the rights to the people in the world, international level. To give the rights of the people, they have started an international organization that is known as UNO, United Nations Organization. That was started in the year 1945, October 24th. That October 24th is celebrated every year, that is UN Day. This UNO was set up after the Second World War. The main aim of this UNO was maintaining the world peace. This United Nations organization, the international organization, has six organs. One of the important organ of the UNO was the General Assembly. The General Assembly also called World Parliament, because all the member countries of the UNO take part in this assembly. So it is called World Parliament. This General Assembly, they passed a declaration. They have passed a declaration in the UN General Assembly in the year 1948, December 10. That is Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That declaration was passed in the year 1948, December 10. Because of this Universal Declaration, people in the world enjoyed the rights, social, political, economic and cultural rights. That was the basic rights. Before that, this basic right was denied, so the people could not lead their life. Even they did not get the basic needs. They were suffering. So this Universal Declaration of Human Rights protects the interest of the people. It guarantees from the freedom of expression. This Universal Declaration of Human Rights guaranteed the freedom of expression as well as civil, political, economic and cultural rights of the people in the world. That these are all the basic rights of the people. Then in India, one of the national level organization, that is fundamental rights in India, was started by the Constitution of India. The Constitution of India mentioned the fundamental rights of the people, about 6 fundamental rights mentioned in the Constitution. The first and foremost rights of the people of India, that is fundamental rights, that is right to equality. All must be treated as equal. It is the main right of the people, the first and foremost right of the fundamental rights of the people in India. What is equality? In the society, in the Indian society, people were ill-treated. No rights given, all not treated. There was so much of discrimination in the society, rich and poor, in the name of race, color, religion, culture, place of birth. In all these aspects, people were ill-treated. People were ill-treated. So there was inequality in the society. To protect people from this inequality, from this discrimination, Constitution guaranteed one of the rights of the people, that is the fundamental rights, that is right to equality. Then the next one is right to freedom. The second aspect of these fundamental rights in Indian Constitution says about the right to freedom. We have got freedom in 1947, but the society, the people of India not got the freedom. That is, so the Constitution itself mentioned the freedom of the people. Here mention about 6 freedom of the people. The Constitution says about 6 freedom of the people. First one is freedom of speech and expression. The Indian people, the people we have got freedom, even then we did not get the freedom of speech and expression. So it is included in the Constitution, freedom of speech and express. What the people feel, they have to express freely, without any hesitation. That freedom must be given for the people of India. That is mentioned. Then the freedom to assemble peacefully without arms. The right to assemble, hold meetings, the public meetings without arms, without using any weapon. The people are guaranteed to gather. That is freedom of assembly. The second freedom, the next one is freedom to form association and unions. This is also guaranteed in the Constitution. Associations and unions. Unity is important. The place of working place or anywhere, the unity is important, so that they have given, the Constitution guaranteed the freedom of associations and unions. Then the next one is freedom to reside, settle any part of India. As a citizen of India, he can go and settle any part of India. We have 29 states in India. All the 29 states, any part of India you can go and settle. That is the freedom of the citizen of India. It is mentioned in the Constitution. Freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India. From India, any part of India want to move as a tour or travel any part of India, they can, without any passport control. They can move from one part to other part of our country, within the country, any part of India, they can move. That is the freedom given in the Constitution. Then, freedom to practice any profession. You can get any kind of education and get any kind of job opportunities. That is the given. That is the freedom of the citizen of India, that is mentioned in the Constitution. All these given in the right to freedom. Right to freedom. The next fundamental rights, that is third fundamental right against exploitation. People were exploited. Not only the people, even the small children. Those days, children were employed. There was child labor. Child labor means children were employed in the factories less than 14 years. That is known as child labor. the owners of that industries, they extract more work from the children and pay very little they used to pay. That is exploitation. Taking more work and giving very little, that is exploitation. That affects the children. They have to work in their factories, industries or anywhere. They have to work hard. But at the same time they used to get very low wages. Because of that, the health of the children were affected. Neither the contractor nor employer can force a worker to do a job against their will. They are forcing the contractor or employer force the children to do work more. That is against their will. That is exploitation. Here it is showed the picture one of the child carrying heavy luggage. That is showed in the picture. The next one is again right to freedom of conscience and religion. Right to freedom of conscience and religion. Our country is a secular country. It is mentioned in the Constitution, the preamble of the Constitution. The preamble of the Constitution says about India is a secular country because many religions are there in India. All the religions got equal importance. No religions treated as a state religion. All are treated as all the religions equal importance given. So the citizen of India can practice any one of the religion as their choice. They can practice their own religion. That is right to freedom of religion. And conscience. Their own idea, conscience or idea, they can practice the religion. That is freedom of religion. The next one is cultural and educational rights. This is fifth fundamental rights of the citizen of India given in the Constitution. That is cultural and educational rights. Our country has got age-old customs and traditions. We practice from the ancient period. Our forefathers are practicing certain traditions and customs that the younger generation also can practice that old customs and tradition. That is their own will and wish. Even the educational rights for the minorities. Many institutions are there for minority religious people. They can start their educational institutions to impart education and religion. And religion also they can impart through their institutions and education also. It is the right to given, that is the cultural and educational rights. That is preserve and promote the tradition and culture. We have to preserve our tradition and culture in the Indian society. That is the freedom of the people. That is the right of the people. That is mentioned in the Constitution. Then the last one is, that is the sixth fundamental rights of the citizen, that is right to constitutional remedies. If any one of these rights is denied to the citizen of India, the citizen can approach the court to get the remedy. There are courts, the highest level, from lowest level to highest level court are there in India. Highest level means Supreme Court, lowest level means Sessions Court, District Court there in India. Any one of the citizen of India feels that the right was denied, he can approach the court to get the redressal. That is, for that, the court will give the writ. That is, writ means it is the written order from the court. Court can issue an order for that citizen who is denied that right. that is writ. That is writ. That is a written form of order by the court. These rights therefore protects and safeguard all other rights. This right to constitutional remedies. When you want to get the constitutional remedy, the person should approach the court to get the remedy. He can, so this right protects all other rights. All the other 5 rights are protected by this right. That is right to constitutional remedies. Right to constitutional remedies. So here in the Constitution of India mentioned about 6 rights. All these 6 rights were known as fundamental rights of the citizen. That is right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of conscience and religion, cultural and educational rights for minorities, right to constitutional remedies. These are all the 6 fundamental rights mentioned in the Constitution. So these rights are mentioned in the Constitution. Nobody can deny or discriminate any one of the citizen in India. If he the citizen feels that the rights are denied or the person is discriminated, he can approach the court to get that redressal. So this topic I have completed is fundamental rights of the citizen. The fundamental rights given in the Constitution to protect the rights of the citizen of India. Then the Universal Declaration of Rights. That rights protect the rights of the people of the international level. It protects the rights of the people. That is Universal Declaration of Human Rights that was passed by the General Assembly. That is one of the organ of the UNO. Okay, now we mark some of the questions. First, we mark the 2 mark questions. 2 mark questions. That is fourth main. Give short answers. First one. What is human right? What is human right? Page number 254. Page number 254. Page number 254. What are human rights heading? What are human rights heading? First line laws, the right inherent to all human beings, regardless of race, gender, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other status. Everyone is entitled to these rights without discrimination. That is human rights. This is a definition given by this UNO. UNO defines these human rights. The definition of UNO. That to be marked. Once again, that answer, page number 254, under the heading what are human rights? Last, first line last, the right inherent to all human beings, regardless of race, gender, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other status. Everyone is entitled to these rights without discrimination. That will be marked. Then the next 2 mark question. What are the fundamental rights? Just now I talked about all these 6 fundamental rights. That is page number 255. Page number 255. Right hand side, fundamental rights heading. Under the fundamental rights heading, fundamental rights in India heading, below that, fundamental rights are, you have to mark from the fundamental rights are. You have to start from the fundamental rights are. Six fundamental rights are mentioned here. That is right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of conscience and religion, cultural and educational rights for minorities, right to constitutional remedies. All these six fundamental rights to be marked. Once again, I will tell you the page number 255 about the fundamental rights in India heading. It is given that one small heading, that is the fundamental rights are there. From that you have to mark this answer up to right to constitutional remedies. This is the second 2 mark question. Now we mark the paragraph question. Answer in detail, first one. Answer in detail, first one. Write a paragraph about Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Write a paragraph about Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The answer in detail. Fifth main, answer in detail. Write a paragraph about UDHR is given, that is Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That is page number 254. 254. That is a heading about Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. What I read you have to mark from there. That is the first para under the heading Universal Declaration of Human Rights. First para under the heading. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is a milestone document in the history of human rights. It was drafted by the representatives with the different legal and cultural backgrounds from all regions of the world. The declaration was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly in Paris on 10th December 1948. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was declared 10th December 1948. So every year 10th December is celebrated as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. As a common standard of achievement of all people and all nations, the first time it sets out the fundamental human rights to be universally protected, and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights has been translated into many languages. This Universal Declaration, the world languages, it was translated not only in English, even French, Spanish, like this, many religions, this Universal Declaration of Human Rights is translated. Because people of other nations also, they have to understand the human rights, so it is translated into many languages. There are 30 articles in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and it guarantees freedom of expression as well as civil, political, social, economic and cultural rights. This Universal Declaration of Human Rights guarantees freedom, gives the guarantee of freedom of social, political, economic, cultural rights of the people of the world. These rights apply to all people irrespective of their race, gender, nationality, as all people are born free and equal. So these are all must be marked for the first detailed question. From the page number 254 last to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights heading, from that para to page number 255, first two paras, up to born free and equal. Born free and equal. Till that you have to mark that paragraph question. Now we mark only the question answer, 3 question answer we have marked, 2 from 2 mark and 1 from the detailed question. 1 from detailed question. Now we mark some of the one words. Some of the onwards you mark. First one is apartheid, that is choose the correct answer. Choose the correct answer. Apartheid was followed by dash. The apartheid was the racial discrimination practiced in South Africa. South Africa. So the answer is South Africa. The choice given B option. You have to mark South Africa. It is a racial discrimination. It is a racial discrimination practiced in South Africa. So the South Africa, that is B option, you have to mark. The next one is dash right exercises in the formation and administration of the government. Dash right exercises the formation and administration of the government. That is political right. That is C option. C option, political right. You have to mark political right. Exercises in the formation and administration of a government. Then the third one is a 10-year-old boy is working in a shop. Which right can you use to recover him? Which act recover him? The answer is right against child labor exploitation. That is C option. C option. The third one is a 10-year-old boy is working in a shop. Which right can you use to recover him? That is C option, right against child labor exploitation. C option you have to mark. Okay, we can mark the remaining in the next period. Thank you. You can study what all the answers I have marked. Okay. Finished.